Hey everybody, welcome back to Part Out, where we talk about off-road rigs and accessories. Today is part 4 of buying the cheapest Jeep Wrangler Rubicon on Auto Trader and just building it up to this awesome weekend wheeler. So today we're doing all armor. So we're gonna do front and rear bumpers, full skid package underneath, as well as some rock sliders on the sides. Not to mention we're also gonna do an awesome tire carrier that you already kind of see right now. We'll dive into that a little bit later, as well as having these rotopax mounted on the tailgate. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's get you guys caught up on what all has been installed since episode 3. The first thing I wanted to address with this Jeep was the tire carrier. And there's good reason, because so after many weeks of research and talking with several different manufacturers, I ended up going with a company out of California known as Skids Industries. I needed a tire carrier that would not rattle or make random creaking noises, and also securely hold a tire up to 40 inches without any hassle. And I also wanted it to look cool because, hey, who doesn't want to look good? When the freight truck dropped off the tire carrier, I was blown away by the craftsmanship of this carrier. The welds alone are pure artwork, and the overall structure design, you can clearly tell this thing was just engineered by a trial and error setup. This thing looks like it was built to be abused. Everything about this carrier, you might say, is a bit excessive. Ha! Since the tailgate of the Jeep would no longer have a tire hanging off the back, that left me wanting to put something back there, and I ended up upfitting 2 rotopax to the back using the Skids Industries license plate relocation plate with the dual rotopax mounts. This is going to come in handy for the longer days out on the trails, or if we need to help somebody out that's a bit stranded. Not to mention, it actually does finish out the look of the rear of the Jeep so it doesn't look so bare. Let's move on to the doors, because every great Wrangler has a good set of half doors, and there isn't a better option out there than the Best Top core doors. Seriously guys, the build quality and structure on these doors, it looks exactly like it came from the factory from Jeep. With a powder-coated stamped steel construction, these core doors are a nice option to have to give some wind protection out on the road, have a solid armrest, perfect mirror placement, and still offer great visibility on the trail when you want to lean out the side and check your tire placement. These doors do not have the cheapest price tag on them, but after using them just one time, the price speaks for itself. Another neat feature of these core doors is that the center panel is removable for those super hot days if you just want to feel the open air a little bit more. The next part isn't armor related, but I did say in the last episode we were going to replace the headlights with new LED headlights. I did try the cheap route, and I bought a set of knockoff LED headlights, and after going through 3 separate sets of knockoffs, not getting any of them to work with manufacturer defects left and right, I shipped them back and told them just keep it. I went ahead and picked up a set of the KC 7-inch Gravity Series lights. They are DOT legal and have great usable light. What I mean by usable light is when you're driving down the road with your low beams on, the visibility is great, but it's not overkill where it bothers everyone else on the road. However, you hit those high beams, the world's gonna know. The world's gonna know you've got KCs on your Jeep. Yeah! This is Mike. Mike is my friend. Mike knows how to install armor. We have frame chops, obviously the frame, so we can fit our new high clearance Inferno bumper made by the guys over at Crawltek. This is a really sweet bumper. I'm really excited to get it on.
He had the craziest look in his eyes, and at one point he said, "Let's get it on."
We're gonna pair it up with a brand new Warren winch, get us out of sticky situations when we're out on the trail. We're also gonna pair it up with a Factor 55 Pro Link that we're gonna stick at the end of the synthetic rope, so that way we have a good solid connection point for when we're winching the Jeep out of, obviously, sticky situations. I guess let's put on a bumper.
Oh, wow, it's got heavy. Are you rolling or? Oh, okay. Do you want me to do some more arm curls on it?
Yeah, man. Whew. I know my job will probably be replaced by a tripod. We're gonna do new fender flares, but we're also gonna complete the look by also getting the
Inner fenders.
So we're gonna do the inner fenders because that's the inner part. That makes sense. I can't talk very well.
See, dude, me neither.
It's just a thing right now. It's been a long day. We are gonna do new fender flares that are gonna go on here. We got those from KBD Body Kits. The inner's right here, and it's gonna cover up the engine bay, but still keep the Fox shocks visible because people need to know that we're flashing the Fox shocks on them.
Hot damn!
Hey guys, now we're gonna install the factory bolts that we took out and get this bad boy up in place temporarily. Check it out.
No.
No, you don't like that?
No.
Stop blowing holes in my ship!
All right guys, so now that we have all the armor installed as far as the bumpers, rock sliders, body cladding, tire carrier, all that stuff is installed, now we're actually gonna move on to doing skid plates. And I decided to have my skid plates powder coated, and I shipped them over here to Line-X. This is Tri-State Line-X over in Angola, Indiana. Love these guys, they're a super fun group of guys to be with, so wanted to hang out with them a bit, so we might as well install the parts here. So let's go in and check out the shop. First thing that you see right when you walk in the door here, brand new JLU. Sitting on a JKS 3.5-inch lift, ready to go, just on display for customers to see. They have all sorts of accessories here. You name it, they've got it. They have everything you could possibly want to build your vehicle, and they also have awesome service staff to help you figure out what you need to build your vehicle. I'm pretty excited, so let's go out back into the shop and start working on the Jeep. All right guys, so we are in the shop. Looks like we got the whole place to ourselves today because some Saturdays they kind of shut down, but luckily for us, they kind of stayed open. So we're gonna do a little video shooting here while we install these parts. Got Ray here on all fours, doing his thing. What's up, Ray?
How you doing? Good morning.
So over here, guys, we have all of the skids. Right here, we have the complete package from Barnes 4-wheel drive to completely armor the bottom of this Jeep. So up here, we have the engine plate skid that has the opening for changing your oil, so you can actually get access to it, so you don't have to take the whole skid out. Super nice thing to have. We have the replacement cross member right there, which is going to save us probably 1,000 hours of labor from trying to fabricate the factory cross member to work. If you guys are in the market for doing this, I highly suggest that you get the cross member upgrade because it is going to save you a lot of time and it's going to be a lot stronger than factory. We have the TK skid here, which is our belly, our main pride and joy. The heaviest thing that we're going to install today is the T-case. And then over here we have the gas tank skid. This thing is going to protect the gas tank, obviously. And then we're also looking at everything being made out of 1/4-inch thick steel, all powder coated, looking real great. And then over here, obviously, you need an evap canister skid plate because if you puncture your evap canister, it's gonna be a bad day out on the trail. Let's go ahead and get the Jeep in the air, get to work. Isn't working on old rusty Jeeps the best?
I love all you
All right guys, so we have all the skids installed. Everything is looking pretty good. We're gonna take it back to the shop up in Michigan and we're gonna get some finalized shots looking at all the changes and stuff. So let's cut to that. Well, I think it's safe to say that the Jeep has turned out pretty good. Went with Crawltek for a few reasons. Well, 2 reasons to be exact: performance and styling. So the front and rear bumpers are a frame chop bumper, so it's going to tuck it in nice and tight to the body, giving us that great approach and departure angle. When we got rid of the factory fender flares, we had to actually replace the inner fenders, so we also got the Crawltek inner fenders, both front and rear. The front ones are great because they have great heat extraction, they don't rattle around, and they actually accommodate Fox reservoir shocks. Kind of something we got to keep in mind when you're shopping for an inner fender for a JK is, will it fit a bigger shock if you want to upgrade later on, or if you already have bigger shocks, is it going to work with it? We have the Crawltek body cladding and rocker guards. It's going to help protect those beautiful best top doors from becoming one with the body of the Jeep when we go on rock crawling trips. Yeah, I just like to look at it. Anyways, make sure you stick around for part 5 of this build series as we rip out both the front and rear axles, completely gut them all the way down, rebuild them up to be some pretty capable axles. And also make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. So we love building up Jeeps, reviewing other vehicles and building up all that kind of stuff. Or don't. I mean, I'm still gonna do it, so it is what it is. We'll see you next time.